Hi,
Very good. Hey,
we're on the phone with Gene
good.
Etheridge. The
Fine.
update on what's
Fine.
going on the farm. Gene does our fruit, our organic fruit, and we're just starting to head into stone fruit season. And he's going to tell us what's going on with the weather, how that's affecting his farm, and other good information. All right, Gene.
Yeah, good. Great. This time of the year, April, May, early June, uh, the uh, the weather is so much an issue in terms of the variance. You don't have anything stable. Like one day it can be literally, it can be for a week. It can be. I was telling Khalid on the phone earlier, whatever the case may be, it can be under 70 degrees as a high, and it gets down at night almost down to like uh, maybe 38, and then the next week it can be 105, and the trees just have a hard time figuring that out. So they don't know to go ahead and ripen or to just hang on a bit or whatever the case may be. And so what looks like it's going to be a really good time to begin, like to pick next week. We always look about a week ahead and project. This is the hardest time of the year to project because we're usually wrong. And so I talked to Khalid maybe 2 weeks ago, talking to her about the season should kind of explode in the next 2 weeks. Well, we thought it would be, then along comes some rain last week, this week actually on Monday, and here's some plums here almost ready to go. These are red buttes. They should have been ready to go probably about a week and a half ago, but they're not even ripe yet. So trying to tell her what we have ready for her to be picked. We're not a grocery store. We just go off on the shelf and just pluck it off the shelf and go ahead and move it. You have to wait for nature to do its thing. Again, we're definitely visitors on this earth, and we do what nature tells us to do. So we're definitely looking at what's going on and trying to make sure that all the trees remain healthy during this difficult time for them. And we keep things hydrated, we keep things watered, just to make sure they have plenty of energy to take care of themselves. So that's what this is all about. So we just bide our time whenever we have the our regular weather, which is like you said, up around 100. Sometimes it's 118 is high. That's pretty darn hot. It begins to mellow out. It begins to feel the issue, and it begins to sometimes too soon. And then we have to go with a different an attempt there to protect them as well. As an example, stone fruit, as you well know, is called stone fruit because it has a little stone inside. The issue here is that if it gets too hot, it causes something that's called pit burn, where the stone inside gets so hot it actually burns the flesh around it. So that's why once in a while you get a piece of fruit, especially a plum or maybe uh, an apricot or something like that, or a peach, and it'll have like a brown metal. Many times that's due to pit burn. It gets so hot, the pit gets so warm that it actually burns the flesh internally.
Mm-hmm.
So that's not good. So you got to keep it hydrated for that to protect it as much as we can there too. Sometimes we just can't protect it. It just happens, so you can't do anything about that. But that's what's going on right now. It's up and down. It's cool. It's cold. It's hot. It's warm. It's muggy. It's bright and cheery. And we're kind of staked out, and so are the trees. The trees are having the issues as well. So, even though I talked to Kelly last week about having plenty of stone fruit available, not the case this week because we had the rain come in and the cool weather followed. And so now we're going to just have to wait and see what happens. And I think we're going to be okay for next week.
Well, we'll be patient. Thank you so much for everything that you do. Um,
Does that make sense, though, in terms of
It
what
makes
we have to
perfect
come up with?
sense. And so this week we're gonna have tangelos and lemons in the veggie boxes. And we thought we'd be able to get some plums or peaches this week. That's not the case, but we are going to have some of the stone fruit inside of the fruit boxes, which is exciting. So those of you that get even a heavy fruit or a small fruit, you'll get some stone fruit and some citrus. So that's exciting. Um,
Yep.
and it sounds like by next week we'll be able to get stone fruit for the veggie boxes. So I think we can wait another week.
Yeah, you
Lucky
know what it is,
us.
though, too? Is that I'm really, I've had this happen before. It's not it's not a regular occurrence, but what I've happened before, it goes from a cool to a hot very quickly, and that's when you have other damages take place, like you have fruit fall. You have the fruit gets to a point where it should have been picked, and then you go out there to pick it, and it gets so hot that it just falls. It loses connectivity to the tree. So I'm looking around, and I should see like a tree right now on the ground. Can you see anything in there?
The branches.
Yeah. Okay. Do you see any fruit on the ground?
Oh, yeah, I can't really see it.
Okay. Well,
But it's
that's
there, I
good.
believe you.
As a farmer, we don't want to see that, but it happens. And so I see probably about 4 or 5 boxes laying on the ground due to that change of weather.
That's a lot.
And it's also whenever you have you have wind as well, it off the trees as well. So you have perfectly good fruit. And I was going to Visalia the other day, and I saw this. One of my friends has an apricot orchard, not too far from me, about maybe 4 or 5 miles on my way to Visalia. And he literally had his entire crop on the ground. All he saw was a sea of orange apricots because of the wind back here. And so, but as a farmer, that's what you go through. And my biggest fear was that we were going to have issues with the rain in the cherries. Last year we had 3 straight days of rain, and it wiped out the cherry crop at a loss of about $80,000.
That's a lot. That's a huge loss.
Yeah, but what it is, that's exactly why you diversify. Because if that crop falls through, and it did, then we have other crops that make up for that. Not that we make a lot of money, just a matter of paying the bills. And that's the next issue I want to share with you is that with the cost of everything going up, except for the oil products, which I'm not an oil guy to begin with, but we got to have diesel to run our tractors. That's the only thing that has come down in price. It's going back up again a little bit now. But everything out there, processing costs, transportation costs, costs for vehicles, maintenance of vehicles, labor costs. I've been paying my guys here that work for me $15 an hour for about the last 2 or 3 or 4 years. Maybe 3 years. Because they work hard, and they deserve to be well paid. And that's not even well paid. I'm talking about well paid in comparison to what other people get working in the fields. They get paid minimum wage only, and they work super hard. So I've always tried to stay ahead of that. That keeps my people in place where they don't want to leave. Going for more money. They need to have money to raise their kids and to support their family, and that's not enough. I encourage my people, just on the side, that I encourage my workers to go to school and to get up on something that they like to do, maybe mechanical work or whatever. Go to school, become a teacher. I don't care what they want to do, but the main thing is better themselves. They don't have to rely on this kind of heavy work, to make a living. Because it is heavy work. You have to like what you do, otherwise you will not do a good job, for one. And two, it'll do you in. It'll take care of you and your body for a long time. I see some people that have worked for me. They come to me and they're probably in their early 40s and they look like they're my age. I'm 73, and it's a hard life. So you have to like what you do. You have to love what you do. Otherwise, don't do it. Or find some other way out. Some of these people don't have a way out. So anyway.
So you help create that opportunity for them, because you help them pay for schooling, right?
Right.
Okay.
That's right. In fact, I will pay, if they go to school, I will pay their well, I had contacts too. I was an educator for years and years and years. So what I do is I get them into schools that has to do with just getting their high school diploma or whatever the case may be. I mean, we have to go one step at a time. But they show interest. It's with me for a while. They can do certain things, and certain skills I see, and I try to push them in that direction too. If they like that, if they like to do mechanics, if they like to do anything that has to do with working inside, making more money, whatever it is, we try to get them down that path.
That's amazing. You're so incredible, just in so many levels. I mean, not only do you grow the most wonderful fruit and doing it organically and working so hard yourself for so many years and standing by what you believe in. But you've just taken it just so many other levels by helping schools and donating and just helping in your community and all kinds of other things that you do that I've heard a lot about that we'll get into another time. And and I just, we all just thank you for that, Gene. You're doing an incredible job. And if we could just, one last thing I'd like for us to talk about, and then, next time we'll share a little more about everything. But our stone fruit prices are going up, and this is the first time. I've worked with Gene for about 8 years now, I think. So this is the first time that since then that the price in stone fruit is rising, and so that might affect our boxes a little bit. Either we'll raise the fruit box prices a little tiny bit, or we'll put a little bit less fruit, or something like that might happen. And if Gene, you could just tell us a little bit about that. You were talking about some of the new expenses that are happening right now for you.
Sure. Oh yeah. Well, again, the labor cost is always a big one, again, because we don't want to shortchange the most important people in the chain. And when I say we, that's what we do. The other thing is that if you have to do anything that with tractors or whatever the case may be, certainly tractors. We use a lot of tractors. We use a lot of machinery in our work only because it cuts back on the labor needs. The hand-to-hand labor, the breaking back labor. Well, that costs money to buy those doggone things. And what we do is that we usually buy something used and we fix it up ourselves. But some things we don't have time to do, so we got to hire that out. Now you're talking about labor costs on that end, where you're talking about $150 per hour for maintenance and things of that nature, which is well worth it. Don't get me wrong; it's not a price that only I pay. Everyone pays those kind of prices. But at the same time, let me give you an example. This year, a guy came to me and wanted to buy some of my grapefruit by the bin. A bin is about 800 pounds. It's a big box, about 800 pounds or so. And he wanted to. Now I use those for my own personal use, at the farmers market. So I didn't have any interest in actually selling them. And I don't deal with the regular market, where the market that's regular, they change their prices all the time. They're like up and down every year, depending upon supply and demand. And that's one thing else too. That's changed quite a bit. This year we have quite a bit more demand because the supply is not always big, not always there. But the bottom line is that there's so many things out there that get you. But going back to my bin story, this guy wanted to buy a bin of grapefruit from me. Well, I didn't want to sell it to him. And usually bins of grapefruit might go for maybe $200 a bin, or $250, or maybe $300, whatever it was. Well, he offered me $1,000 a bin, and that shocked the heck out of me, because the issue was that he needed the product. He could not get it. That's a demand issue. So he was willing to pay $1,000. Well, I'm not willing to take $1,000 because I have people out there counting on that stuff in the farmers market. So we just don't do that. We don't play the game of the regular market.
Thank you.
We just we just try to make it available to people that need it, and that's, they use us as their Ralph's or their Trader Joe's, whatever the case may be, and we got to have it for ourselves. So we don't dabble in that market at all. We really have never have done that. I shouldn't say that's not true. I did it in the early beginnings. I found out how bad it was. It was not a good thing because some of the fruit gets sent back east, and there's all kinds of corruption that goes on during that process. So I figure I'll just take a little bit less and not risk anything, because I know about what I can get at the market, which keep me going. So,
Gene, thank you so much. You're really connected to all your customers. We all really care about you so much. Even the ones, I know you see a lot of people at the farmers markets over all these years, but the people that we're delivering to are just as grateful for you for doing that, for standing by what you believe in, just being such an incredible human.
Well, we appreciate that. Also I'm retired high school principal, so I'm not looking to be wealthy. But you know what? I am wealthy. I'm wealthy in what I do. I've never worked a day in my life in terms of I've always been where I want to be, and be a teacher or be on the farm. It's been an incredible ride, and I don't see a reason to hoard money. I don't have a desire to do that. I want to be able to eat. I want to be able to feed my family too, but we don't live high on the hog at all. if that's the old saying. We just enjoy what we do, and so I just see a lot of work out here as I'm walking out. I see my guys are already gone home, which have already gone home. It's that time of the day. So I'll have things to talk to you about tomorrow about what we have to do. We have a lot of stuff to do.
Yeah, hopefully tomorrow I will have figured out why I couldn't get you on Zoom today. We just don't know. We tried our best, and then I got Gene on Zoom recently, but we're having technical difficulties this time, and so bear with us. This is just our quick little fix, putting him on the phone.
Well, I don't think it's you. So
it's you.
On my end over here.
Okay.
So anyway.
I am still figuring out technology myself, so this whole Zoom thing, it's new to me. So anyhow,
Cool.
I was reminded by you were saying about somebody trying to buy from you, just some of the things that are going on right now. We switched to using paper bags so that, because people have to just recycle them. We can't take any reusable bags back. We're not taking any reusable boxes back these days.
Right.
So we have to use the paper bags, and all the paper bags were sold out for a couple weeks. And so I finally found one place that had paper bags, and it was oh, I'm not going to reveal that secret on video. I found one place, and it was a 6-hour drive to get paper bags. And when I talked to them, I told them about what we do, and they said, you know what, we're going to hold these bags for you, and just come up and get them. And that was an incredible blessing, because all over the internet they were sold out, and they weren't even the ones that I really wanted. And then when we got there, they said, yeah, there was somebody trying to buy all of them, getting there early, right when the delivery got there, wanted to buy all of them so that he could resell them.
There you go.
And they saved it for us. And that was one of the sweetest things. It just warmed my heart so much that they cared. And everybody needs to make money. I'm not dissing the guy. I mean, I didn't buy all of their bags. I bought a certain amount. But he wanted to get them all to himself. So I felt so lucky when we got to pick up these paper bags. It's wild. So anyhow, thank you so much. We're going to share some more soon. I love doing these live videos with Gene on the field, so we can talk more about what's really going on in real time. And again, we'll figure out the whole technology thing with Zoom. I'm sure that everybody's going to help me after this video. So thank you, Gene, so much. It's such a pleasure to talk to you and share this with everybody. I look forward to sharing more of your knowledge and stories with everyone.
Well, one last thing I want to mention. You touched my point, and I'll let you go, because I know you got to go.
Okay.
I gotta go. But the idea is that these times we're going through right now, you hit it right on the head, is that we think about, trying to make it work in these times that we're going through, and, the uncertainties and all the things that are lacking, things we don't have, things we need, all that stuff. This is a daily issue with a lot of people. It's not just a matter of now. And those people that have that issue have an even more difficult time now than most, especially if they don't have any money.
Mm-hmm.
So again, we should not be just doing what you're talking about, that you experienced, and that what you're seeing around the place where people help each other out. That's great, and that's the way it should be all the time, not just in these bad times.
Mm-hmm.
And I hope that people will realize this, is that this is a lesson learned, is that there's always bad times. I had an old wise farmer tell me one time, when I bought this farm from the guy back in 1970, he was about 90 years old at the time. and his name was Mr. Clausen. And he always come over and always, talk to me. And it's his farm. He's on the farm for probably 50 years. And I asked him one day, I says, God, Mr. Clausen, it must have been really difficult to farm during the Depression era. And he said, you mean it's over? And so that, I always learned from that. Like, see, there's always depression in someone's world. And you got to be able to pick that out and use that to the best of your ability to help that person out. I'm not saying give them everything free. I'm just talking about, realize that people have difficulty, and you want to do what you can to help them. That doesn't mean you get ripped off. That doesn't mean that you get used, and you will. But it's okay to be used than it is to have somebody go hungry.
Yeah, we want everyone well fed and fed healthy on this planet.
In this country, there's no reason why it cannot happen.
That's absolutely right.
So.
Thank you so much, Gene.
Okay, young lady, take care. I've got a lot of work to do.
Okay, I know it. I'll talk to you soon.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye. Well, thanks for watching that, everybody. I know it was a little bit long and a little bit strange with the phone, but we'll get that worked out. I wanted to just really get, tell you what's going on as quickly as we can, and that was our best effort at the moment because we are very busy and just keep going every day on this adventure. So thank you for being a part of that with us, and I'm wishing everyone the most beautiful day. Stay healthy, be well. Thank you.